we're going to talk about the cohort and how amazing it was.
Wish I had nails.
Yeah. All right. We're asking ChatGPT questions because ChatGPT knows us best and we work smarter, not harder. My prompt is, tell me what I should talk about with my co-host Gaganoush podcast, Haley Garcia, who helped me with the cohort vendors. And it's like, all right, this episode has real potential because Haley isn't just a co-host. She's been in the trenches with you. The conversation should feel less like, here's what we built, and more like, here's what actually happens when Indigenous businesses try to scale and what no one prepares you for. That's a good hook. I'm not going to say it at the camera, so just deal with it. Here's a clean, powerful flow you can use with Gaganoush, tailored specifically to Haley Garcia and her role supporting your cohort vendors. Open with why Haley mattered to the cohort. Because Haley didn't just help run the cohort, she held space for vendors when things got uncomfy, confusing, and overwhelming. So talk about why cohort vendors needed a support layer outside of you as a founder. Yeah, because they did.
Yeah, they did.
Because like I say things so fast and I say things 17 steps ahead of where people are at. And then I try to work backwards from there. And it's a lot to intake.
Process, yeah. It's definitely a lot to process. And just someone who's been a collaborator with you since April too. I know that and I see it. And like I said, it's easy for me to interpret just your thought process. And I don't know, maybe it's because I've had so many, because again, just being in the community space, I've dealt with so many personalities, I've dealt with so many founders, and maybe it just comes second nature. And I had to probably learn up to that capacity where I can literally, all right, cool, I get what you're talking about.
You can skip the steps with me. You can see where, like, I think you can see both sides of it, where I'm like, come over here. And then they're like, I'm way over here. How do I get there? I'm like, this. And then you're like, yeah, so that was a lot. Anyways, do this and this and this and this. And then you guys will meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, and I think that was my primary, I guess, role, or not, I want to say role, because we didn't assume that I would be at this capacity, holding hands with the cohort members.
Yep.
Like my initial, when we first started the cohort, like I didn't even see myself like doing what I was doing with the cohort anyways. Because
at that time you're kind of like just starting your business, like in like a bigger capacity, like taking it on like full time.
Yeah. But giving them, like I found myself giving them space to just, again, like talk about their goals with this cohort. Like, all right, you have this 10 weeks of doing X, Y, and Z. Like I want to support you and what your goals are with you as a business owner and why you're even here in the first place.
Yeah.
And some of them did take initiative to be more back and forth, like take more one-on-one sessions, to actually go back, like allowed me to be a sounding board to them when it came to like the tasks of the cohort, which is like building their business plan or reviewing their business plan or forecasting, looking over their financials, even just giving them some input on their marketing needs and brainstorming ideas. So talked about like email campaigns, talked about social media, talked about like, so when you
all the fun stuff.
Yeah. All that it takes to have a business, period. And so again, like I said, I found myself being really invested into these entrepreneurs because, again, I learned about their goals. I learned about how they envisioned themselves from then until like the end of the cohort and what they wanted to get out of it. And my thing was like, I want to help you get there.
We didn't want people taking it and then just leaving or ghosting us or like giving up. We wanted people actually following through with every single step. And it's like some people got overwhelmed by certain things, but I feel like majority, every single cohort member did finish like the entire thing. Maybe not to like the full business planning capacity or the forecasting capacity, but we were able to get products into production. We were able to hone in on their MVP products and then make sure that their MVP products were actually profitable for them. And it's like, those are things that like don't exist in like other infrastructure, like nonprofit support. It's great that there's nonprofits that are like building out these capacity building programs, but like there's a difference between like advice and actively supporting people. And that's like, I think what we're trying to do is like actively support people.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just being someone who's been in different cohorts, and again, both Indigenous and non-Indigenous cohorts, self-accelerated programs. Yeah, I don't think there's an acknowledgement of the after the cohort, and even the community building of those cohorts. And again, as cohort and someone who's participated in cohorts, like we're in those spaces to we put ourselves in those spaces to grow. Like that's the goal. We put ourselves in those spaces to network, to find others who are in the same boat as us. And even like a lot of cohorts I've been a part of, like I still talk to a lot of the people of my cohorts. But even with this cohort, specifically our business growth cohort, I followed, like some of them followed me on LinkedIn, social medias, and I'm reposting their stuff. I'm like saying, like being proud of where they're at now with the products that they focused on within the
and it's so cool because they're
program.
all now sharing their perspective, and like they're proud of like their accomplishments with like how they're growing their business. And like that's all we wanted to see, is people able to instill that confidence inside of themselves. Like we don't want to like tell you that you're doing a good job. We want you to know that you're doing a good job. And you just run with it on your own.
Yeah, definitely that confidence booster. Because again, going back to just like the technical side of things, a lot of them didn't have business plans or even an updated business plan, or a lot of them didn't know how to find their MVPs or knew what their P&Ls were, the profit and loss statements. And again, these are all foundations to businesses. And it's not new. It's not a new conversation when it comes to working with Indigenous businesses, because again, it's not a part of our
it's not dinner table talk. And it's not like something that we see in like other role models in our community. Like the first time I was able to see an entrepreneur was when I was like 22, working at a glasses startup in like Canada. And it's like we don't have a lot of like these role models and like supportive people in our communities. So we have to go outside of the Indigenous community and we have to find them. And I feel like there's a lot of us that are finally now stepping into the space, trying to help others into that same mentorship process. And it's like, I mean, like we obviously don't know everything. But at the same time, it's like we're here willing to talk it through with people. We're here willing to figure out what their pain points are and what the solutions could be based on the capacity where they're at.
Yeah, because we've had to go through that. And again, it's going back to you're not alone. Like you're not alone in that space of not knowing how to write a business plan. You're not alone of not knowing what a P&L is. Like you're not alone. And I always like say this to anyone who I'm coaching, is like, you're not alone. Like literally, you're not alone. Like this, but let's go begin taking those steps for you to understand and know what you got to do as someone who wants to find capital or try to apply for a grant. I said because that's the foundation of a business. And like again, foundations. So that was interesting to me. Again, just the quality of business owners that came through the cohort. It like I was vast.
I was so happily surprised. Like I was so proud of everybody for like taking the chance to like, even like the people who didn't do the cohort, just I was so shocked at the amount of people who were interested in taking that next step. And although like it might not have been good timing for everybody, it's like the amount of people who came in willing to advocate for themselves and step into that potential opportunity of scaling their businesses. And then obviously like the cohort vendors who actually followed through with everything, who actually took the steps and like invested in themselves, invested in their current like business model and trying to figure out and amplifying it and just like investing in it to network with other people. Like I'm just excited that now that we have one under our belt now, and like, you know, over the summertime I was doing things with like non-Indigenous youth, and then you were now doing all of these other cohorts for all these universities and college programs and stuff like that. So it's just like so cool that like we're able to get one done for our community, but now we have like that feedback to kind of like scale it out differently. And it's like we don't see this being like done now. It's like the whole purpose is like this is you entering the ecosystem. And now it's a part of the ecosystem. And now we can finally figure out what that means. So that means that we can start, you know, like setting up calls with the past cohort vendors, checking in on their businesses, making sure that they're like happy with like what's happening still. Obviously, we're no longer responsible for it, but it's like we want to make sure that they're still successful because we did it for a purpose of them being able to support themselves and be able to jump on future opportunities when somebody comes knocking on my door and they're like, we need 50 vendors in a month. I want people to pull from. But like right now I can't do that. And it's like for what we're working on right now to have a pool of people that are now coming into that space, it's like, it's just going to create so much more opportunity. And then all of the people who are succeeding in the cohort, they're just going to be able to become mentors down the line. And like the community will just grow and grow. So.
Oh yeah, and that's already kind of happening too, and that's what happened with this first cohort. Because I know you had
like
Perry.
Yeah,
you had like she was literally a mentor because she had gone through that process, understanding the systems part of things.
Yeah.
So you like.
And that's the thing. She also did not feel ready.
Yeah.
Like when I was pushing her to do that, she was like, Chelsee, no, this is too much. I'm not a big brand like you. No, this and that. And it's like, now she's going through like, you know, she's pivoting some things in her personal life, and now she doesn't have to worry about who's shipping out her online sales. Or she doesn't have to shut off her online store because she's going through different personal transitions and stuff like that. Now she has a fully functioning website that has self-fulfillment distribution. And even over the pop-up, when I was doing like our outro and thank you call for all of the cohort or the pop-up vendors for like the closing of the pop-up, I was like, talking to everybody, just appreciating their trust in what we're currently trying to build and how nobody was complaining, everybody was patient, everybody was understanding with like any issues or pivots that we had to make. So I was saying thank you to all of those people. And Caitlin hopped on the call halfway through and she's like, hey, sorry, I wanted to be at the pop-up more. I wish that I could have been there. I'm so busy right now. And I'm like, whoa, that's why we exist. You're allowed to have a personal life. I don't want a personal life. That's why I do this. But it's like, that's like the whole purpose is like, that's why we're putting these systems in place, because even when life throws a curveball at you, you're able to keep moving on your business. And that's like the whole purpose. So it was really cool to see, because like Perry like 2 years ago, like she definitely would be like a lot more risk adverse, and like she definitely would be a lot more like hesitant about like jumping on certain opportunities and stuff like that. And it's taken a while to kind of like build that confidence and build that trust, not just like in herself, but just like in the systems, because this is the first time that it's existing. So it's like, it's hard to know which direction to go in. Like she does work with other retailers. She's worked with me for the last almost 4 years. And then now she's one of like the logistics and distribution onboarding person for the cohort. And it's like, I would love for that to be like a full-time role, like eventually and stuff like that. Like obviously we need to support her business and there's all of these other deciding factors and stuff, but like, yeah, like I want everybody to have capacity to grow with the cohort in terms of mentorship. And then when the capacity gets too much, then great, we onboard more mentors and we build out that team of like coaches and people like that.
And that's literally an example of not being extractive to our communities, because again, you supported her in understanding the systems, which is new as a small business owner, an apparel brand too, and just guided her through the system process. And she saw it. She, again, going back to she saw the value in it and how she reclaimed her time and also like trusted into the system process. And now she was at a point with the cohort where she was supporting other Indigenous entrepreneurs and setting up their logistics side of stuff and like literally looking at spreadsheets, literally like onboarding, like you said. And that's where I saw that, and I was like, oh, how
Isn't
cool!
It so cool?
I was like, I love it. And
it makes me so happy, like genuinely. And then like even when she came onto the call like halfway through, it's like she wasn't like, oh, I'm not happy with my sales this year. Oh, you guys should have promoted me more. Oh, you guys didn't talk to me enough. She was like, sorry, I didn't show up more this pop-up. And I'm like, thank you for saying that, because there's not a lot of people who do say that. Like, and there's not a lot of people who do go out of their way. Like, I mean, like Jessica from Future Kokum, always like ready to go and show up every time I need her in any capacity.
Oh yeah,
and
I
it's
love
like,
her.
Yeah, and it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I want to create more experiences for people to experience the people who keep me going. as well, because I know that it's going to create longer term impact for all of the other people who are just entering the space.
Yeah, it was funny when I first kind of met Jessica, and then I was like, oh, cool. Like, and I like saw her part of the calls and everything. And then we both connected on Instagram and social media. And that's when I like finally looked at like her feed and all that. I was like, oh, damn, she used to be like the Miss
Indigenous Canada.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I was saying that's when I met her in person when we were doing the filming at your shop. And I was like, Jessica, I was like, I feel like I already know you too, even though we were just connected on social media. But just her being personable. And again, she was willing to show up just to like pop in and film and then pop out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I think I asked her 3 days before the filming day. And then even like one of like, Saga will probably come in as like a mentor support for like some of the people coming in for the cohort next. But Saga was a vendor. And same thing. It's like, I want to keep working with the people who are like, yeah, you need me, I'm there.
Yeah.
Like, because like that's what I want the community to experience too. It's like, I don't want people who are, it's like, well, like, it's not that like I don't want people to get paid, but it's like if their immediate first thought is like, what can I take out of this? Then it's like, okay, well, like, what's the purpose of like us having each other's backs? Like, if we're all sharing it and supporting each other, we're all going to thrive and succeed. Like, let's help everybody get there faster. And then we won't have to like worry about the lack of abundance that's like we currently feel. But it's like, it's not that there is a lack of abundance right now. It's that there's like so much that we have to accomplish. And it's like when people come in and take it too early, then it pushes that goalpost further away.
Yeah, and I like what you said that right just there and then. It's like there is a lot of abundance. It's like it's not like it's non-existent.
It's not going away.
I just feel like we have a lot of hurdles to overcome to even access that abundance. And it can be anything from, again, the last topic we talked about, the other episodes was, again, gatekeeping. Like, that's a hurdle. We have to do it.
Yes.
And then also, like, our self-confidence and accountability, like, our internal self-reflection. Like, that's a hurdle in itself, too. That, again, I'm talking my perspective as a business owner. I've had to overcome and kind of see, like, all right, because I'm holding this space as an entrepreneur now, and again, going back to the other episode,
it's a high responsibility.
Accountability. Yeah. Like, I have to be accountable for the lack of, if I had any lack for any services that I was giving or anything that I was doing. And now I got to step up like 200% rather than 100% and just get it done and do better. Like, that's,
it's funny because ChatGPT was like, I'm skipping one, so we'll go back to it. But it was like the emotional labor of Indigenous entrepreneurship. Go here, people will feel it. How trauma, scarcity thinking, and people pleasing show up in business. Why vendors hesitate to raise prices, say no, or plan long term. And like what we noticed emotionally that founders didn't say out loud. And I think it's like we're all scared of success because we feel like the second we hit the success, we don't know what's next. And I think that it pushes that goalpost further and further. So it's almost like we instill that in ourselves. And that's why it's so important that we have hard boundaries about the people that we're working with. Because like we already have that fear inside of ourselves of like, you know, even if we do become successful, then great, then we are like, instead of 200%, it's 1,000% that we have to hold ourselves accountable to. And it's like other communities don't necessarily have to experience that because they can just leave. But it's like we can't really like just leave the Indigenous community. So I think we hold like I think we just have like a higher threshold of like expectations that are like placed upon us with ourselves and then also with like other people.
Externally.
Yeah,
and I think it's even twofold. There's another layer to that in itself because again, we want to talk about gender and roles and like our places in society when it comes to Indigenous like societies and worlds. Again, like we hold ourselves to a certain standard as an Indigenous woman versus an Indigenous man. And it goes back to, again, the historical traumas of the patriarchy and all of that. And even that has a say, again, of how we conduct ourselves as business owners and why we have that scarcity mindset and why we apologize for things and why we're afraid to hold space and why we're, like, again, I was just thinking, like, if I were a man, like, I'd be able to do X, Y, and Z.
It's kind of funny because like recently I had a conversation with somebody who was a man who was like criticizing things that I was doing, which is a lot. But it was like specifically like a Native man. And I specifically said, as a Native man, you should want to be a protector.
Yeah.
And the fact that you came at me throwing accusations or criticizing things that I'm working on, that wasn't even like me personally doing it. It's like I have a team of people doing things, and for you to just like immediately throw me under the bus without actually being like, hey, I noticed that XYZ happened. Do you need help? Or, hey, I noticed XYZ happened.
Yeah.
What kind of support do you need? Do you have capacity in like, I don't know, paying people or this and that? Like, I think as like Indigenous men, for protecting, you should be okay with having conversations and asking questions and being curious before you just start blaming an Indigenous woman for anything.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like really bizarre. So and it's funny because like Saturday night, first day in probably an entire year, I have not sat at home in my apartment on a Saturday at 8:30 since before I got divorced last year. And genuinely the first thing that I do is like I go get my favorite food. I got like a hummus, and then I brought it back to my apartment, and I sit on my floor, and I'm about to watch Netflix for the first time in like 6 months. And I open up the TV, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just check my phone, just like chilling, just see if I have any notifications for work. And I open up my phone, and one of my friends sent me a screenshot of what this person posted, and it's like the first moment of peace that I had in a very long time was then clouded by like somebody judging me and like criticizing me without asking if I needed support.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me as an Indigenous woman, as an Indigenous man doing that, I think that's you going against your role in the community.
Oh yeah. And I like that though. And I think, I like that, just that our Indigenous men, like, they should be protectors. And again, and I believe like you can easily tell and sense and a protector when you meet one.
Yes.
Like literally, like they're so like
they're not blaming you.
Yeah.
They're not pointing fingers. They're not getting mad at you for trying. They're not doing things. They will help you. They will like guide you. They're supposed to be a protector. They're supposed to take on that role.
My brothers, they've been like, well, what did he do?
Yeah.
They said it, well, what did he do?
Yes.
Instead of saying it to me.
Yeah.
And my brothers, they like, my brother Kendall, he's my cousin, but we call him my brother, but he was like, what would you do? And we were like little kids, me and my cousins. He's like, what would you do if someone just came up to you and tried to take you? Because during that time here in Scottsdale, there's a lot of kids getting taken walking to school.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, I just probably run off like I should. And he was like, no, this is what you have to do. So he was like teaching us how to fight.
Exactly.
But not like in a bad way, but to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing. You don't come with answers. You come with questions so you can figure out how you can help.
Yeah.
That is what being a protector is.
The other thing too is my cousin brothers, they were all raised different, meaning like they were raised to take care of us, girls. And that like if anything were to happen to us, that was what they were to do.
Yeah.
They were to be our protectors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it also goes down to the household.
Yeah.
Because there's like what we call in Indian country too, the mama boys. Those ones are the worst ones because we say mama boys because the mother always takes up for the son.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And especially if
like,
they're doing something so terrible.
I know a few.
But
Very
that's
close
what
to me, too.
That's what we deal with in Indian country.
Yeah.
Is that too. It's,
Yeah,
true.
and that's not our ways. And again, I think it takes to, as us as women, I think we have to do our own like internal self and like live life and experience it to be able to sense a protector or and again just understand it. Because again I have a lot of family in my life who wouldn't know a protector if it hit them in their face.
Yep.
And I don't mean it in a domestic violence
Yeah.
way, but like literally because they choose like these shitty guys. And I'm like, why are you giving them the time of your day?
Well, it was just so funny because I actually respected this person a lot, and I did want to ask for their help at some point, but I don't like reaching out if I don't have anything to offer people, and I don't have money right now to offer like things like that. So it was really funny because for one, they were somebody that I respected a lot, and then two, it's something, his response, he was like, well, I didn't choose the gender that I was born with. And I was like, wow, just don't take any accountability. Like, okay, you could have just been like, you're right, I'm sorry. Is there anything that I could help you with?
Yeah.
And then just like have a normal conversation, but instead it just like pushed it back on blame and blame and blame. And then at some point I was like, okay, I'm done with this conversation.
Yeah, and like I said, I think just our own lived experience and having to and deal with all the negative, like, white labeled protectors, and like you do when you meet the ones who are authentically protectors, you just know. And I will say, like, there positive side of things, like they do exist.
Yes.
In Indian country, because I know of a few, like literally, like just I know of a few who I know care and do ask those questions. Like, how can I help you? Or like,
and that's like why I felt comfortable not arguing with him, but like confronting him, because I knew that it's like, well, no, you're in the wrong. Like you're overstepping because now you're making me have to justify myself. And like, that's just wrong in that sense. Like, yeah. So it was just one of those things that I was just like, really, I had a long year. I sat down for the first time in my own house at 8:30 at night on a Saturday, just trying to eat my hummus and watch Netflix for the first time.
I just wanted to relax and
instead
chill.
I had to fight with this person online for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, there does come a point where it does get tiring having to justify your existence in those circles.
And like usually I just don't.
Yeah,
Like, usually I just don't say anything. But again, it was somebody that I respected, so I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. So I expressed how I felt about them blaming me for things. And I'm like, it's not me trying not to take accountability. Like, is that something that's at the back of my mind all the time? Absolutely. But there's nothing that I can actually do about that right now. And I'm not going to lose sleep over something that I can't do direct action over.
Yeah. But even another layer to that, as someone who respects you and even adult, like, have a conversation with me about it. Don't post it and blast it to the world on social media.
Oh, they said that it's okay because they put it on their close friends.
Oh my gosh. No, it doesn't.
It was like, why'd you hide it?
Like, literally, if like, I don't like that where people just like talk crap about other people and blast it to the world. Like, as an adult, you have these conversations mano y mano. I don't know if is that the term.
Well, no, it's funny. It's like there's been so many like Native men who have families and they're reaching out to me in my DMs, and like I'm like block, and then it's like potentially a vendor and stuff like that, and it's like I don't go and share people's things. Like I don't really care. Don't drag me into this. Like I know that the second I have to start justifying my uninvolvement, I'm just gonna get dragged into it. So I'm like, well, it's not my fault. Like I didn't even say anything, blocked immediately, move on and stuff like that. But it's like the amount of like people who just like come into my space and like I've had like, you know, people ask me for help and mentorship, and then in that same breath, a moment later, they're like, damn, you're like a 10 out of 10, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then like they're like commenting and liking all of like my photos like in my DMs and stuff. And I'm like, don't ask for my help. Like, if that's what you're trying to get from me, don't ask for my help. Both, like, grow up. And it's like, yeah, it's like that taker's mentality. And yeah, it's like so funny. But yeah, the emotional labor of Indigenous entrepreneurship, there's so many things that like fall on our shoulders, specifically as like females in entrepreneurship, that like people don't even know about. So like I got super triggered when this person reached out to me because there's so many other Native men that are like making their own desires my problem, and I'm like, go away, like go away, go away, go away, go away, leave me alone. I'm just building business. Stop sliding in my DMs, please.
Yeah, that is.
And it's like, yeah, like vendors too. Like it's not like it's like anybody specific. It's like it's everybody. Like everybody's like the problem at this point. It's crazy.
What is it? The emotional capacities. Yeah, it's of entrepreneurship.
Yep.
The list can go on and on and on and on, depending on it can go on and on. But again, that's where in you with your boundaries But also understanding what boundaries are. As an entrepreneur and having a business, and because I know so many like crazy people that do some shisty things and they get business. But again, that's their own boundaries,
Exactly.
and their own values, and all like how they navigate this world.
And that will turn around on them at some point too. So it's like, there's like so many things that like, I think just fall on us as like becoming responsible, that I just feel like we just need to like start rejecting. It's like, no, I don't need to deal with this. This is not my problem. Go tell somebody else. I don't care.
Hire a therapist.
Literally.
I'm not your therapist. I'm not your mama.
Literally. I'm sick of being everybody's mom. I am so sick of it. Stop. What do you think you noticed emotionally that founders didn't say out loud? Just curious. With the cohort specifically.
How they felt about any ask, how they felt about them being there. Again, just feelings wise, as I felt like, because then I had to extract that. Like, especially when you were giving constructive criticism about things, or talking about the topic of that week. And again, that's what we advocate for. Ask questions. Like, ask a question if you don't understand. And a lot of those questions came to me in the one-on-one sessions.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay. And then again, it's the same question being asked, but like, again, these are one-on-one sessions. A vendor would ask it. It's the same question
Everybody else is wondering.
And I'm like, okay, well, we asked in the cohort.
We could have all talked
through it. Yes, exactly.
Solutions. I think Noah was saying that one day. He was constantly
when he did the session.
Yeah, he was like, I'm just gonna
Love
stand
Noah.
here and not speak until somebody talks.
Yeah.
I don't care how awkward it is.
Yeah.
I was like, LOL, you're so funny.
I like that though. Like,
Yeah.
that's a good. I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah. Well, he does like a lot of like online remote sessions and stuff. So
Facilitating.
he's used to the awkward silences.
Yeah. And then she's Noah too. Like, he's a definition of a protector in our ecosystem.
Yeah, Noah's always got your back. Yeah.
Shout out Noah. I know. So again, it was that people not asking questions and they asking the sessions. But again, for me, it's like, so how did you feel about that?
Yeah.
And a lot of them did voice just like uncertainty, or even like.
Do you think it's like uncapableness that they feel in the uncertainty?
I don't think uncapableness. I think it was more so, I never thought, or I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd had to do it or have had to do it. And for example, it's going to be like the basic stuff. So it's going to be like business plan.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't know how to create a business plan. And it's not that they're not capable. It's just that
they just never had to do it.
They never had to do it.
It's overwhelming sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was interesting for me to kind of see even the ones that were already revenue generating business owners.
Yeah. None of them have been foundationally set up. Like, even like the big ones that you think are like, oh yeah, they're thriving. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. That was an eye opener for me. I was like, oh wow, like
the amount of times like somebody has told me to contact people specifically and I'm generating like 10 times the amount of revenue that they are. It's like crazy. It's like, because I don't market myself a very specific way, they immediately are just like, oh, you need this person. I'm like, no, I don't.
Have you talked to so and so? I was like,
I'm like, yes. Do you want me to say something for you? I'm like, I can't ask them for things. Like, I'm already at a further capacity in terms of like either revenue generation or like capacity in terms of like fulfillment or processes or like systems. It's like, like that's been happening since like 4 years ago. Like, where I'm like, oh, well, yeah, actually, like, yes, I know them. They're a good friend of mine. Everything is like good. Like, I love working with them, but like they can't teach me anything. I need to be teaching with somebody who's like actually like a retail conglomerate. Yeah. Like, that's who I'm trying to connect with.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
What did chat ask? next?
People see revenue numbers, but they don't see how heavy it is to carry community, expectation, and survival at the same time. Wow, I feel seen.
I feel seen and heard.
And heard. I can't pay my rent. Can't pay my rent this month.
And that's the real shit, though.
Yeah.
Again, we have businesses, and we have clients, and we're doing this cohort, and multiple projects that I'm supporting as far as collaborating with, but we're broke bitches.
We're broke. Actually, we don't use the B word. We're reinvesting.
Yes. Oh yeah.
We're reinvesting.
We're broke.
The ROI is just not here yet. It's coming though.
But I'm working on reclaiming my ROI.
Yeah, literally. But it's like we could easily just focus on the revenue, but then at the same time, then we see other people struggling, and it's really hard for us to just let people struggle when we know that we have the capabilities of helping them, even despite at our own self. But that's just something we have to work on.
Yeah. That is a self-reflection. That is an internal thing that we have to deal with, and we are holding ourselves accountable to. I know that. Us
creating our own internal boundaries and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What support actually looks like, not performative mentorship. Programs that inspire, programs that stabilize, why check-ins, follow-ups, and accountability matter more than hype. Hype doesn't pay the bills. It might pay them once. It might pay them twice, maybe a year. But at the end of the day, if you're not creating consistent revenue, actually it was really funny because me and Haley were ordering a bunch of product right now, and she was like, we were going through all of the costs of the pop-up, and she was like, okay, $10,000 for this, $15,000 for this. And I was like, oh, didn't we order socks? And she's like, yeah, socks were only $1,000. When she said that, something got triggered in my brain, and I was oh my God, that actually used to be a problem. I could not afford $1,000 in ordering socks when I first got started 4 years ago. That would make or break a month for me. And it's it triggered something back where it's I'm paying all these invoices it's nothing, and it is something because it sucks constantly, and we're really struggling with cash flow management right now. But it's I just had a moment of reflection in that where I was just oh my God, the socks being $1,000, and that's just something I restock without thinking about, was the first thing that I actually started investing in when I first got started with my business, that I had horrible profit margins on. But it was one of those things that customers just started coming back in, and they would buy literally I think at the time it cost me $9 per pair of socks, and I had to sell them for $10. So I made $1 off of each pair of socks. And it was really funny because I just got them as a novelty item that I'd have at the cash desk, and I was sold out of them in a month. And I was oh my God, I need to buy more socks. But my sock margin price was 90% of the product. And now I'm able to get it down to almost $3 or $4, and I sell them for $12 now. So now it has a healthy profit margin. But it was just one of those things that immediately I was just I was wow,
that moment of reflection.
I've come so far from socks.
Yeah.
I'm a free elf.
I know. Master gave Dobby a sock, an aaniin sock.
And then a knee sock. Here we go. Pull up right here.
Oh, you should do that. Yeah. Have your marketing guy do that with Dobby's sock is an aaniin sock.
Literally.
Just throw the logo on there.
Yeah. I open up my phone. There's there's a sock.
No. And even just going back to that too. I remember just us gallivanting through Chicago. This was after we left the Harold Washington Library, after just sitting there chilling. When you were showing me the product inventory that some of the people through the cohort were going to, and you were ordering their products. And you're I
paid $65,000 just for other people's products to get into production before the pop-up even opened.
Yeah, and I remember you showing me that product. Oh, it's nice, it's awesome, the mock-ups and all that. And then I just overhear you talking on the phone, and just I was oh, well, how much is that? You're $6,000. I was I'm did they pay? You're no, I'm paying. I'm buying the inventory, and that's why I'm trying to get them to send me all this information fast.
Because it takes 4 weeks, and then I'm not going to charge them until they're happy with their inventory. So it's yeah, I had to front all of those costs myself ahead of time. And it's because I was trying to teach them that it's okay to invest in it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously they're already investing in themselves. It's scary. So like, I didn't want them to like feel so overwhelmed by all the learning. Plus then also it's this massive capital expense. Like, I know how scary it was to afford $1,000 of socks. I didn't want that same experience to fall onto the vendors, which, you know, might be good or bad for them eventually. But at the end of the day, I just felt like responsible for like me trying to help them and like push them towards like their goals of like handing over a lifeline to make it a little bit easier to climb up.
Yeah. And I think, I know.
And now we've built those capacity supports into the cohort program, and we're trying to get funding to support that based off of me overgiving.
Yeah, just lesson learned.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. And that's why we did this, to learn what we needed to learn.
Ask for.
Yeah, to ask for. And I also think the cohort didn't see that. The ones that their inventory was purchased, that you purchased on behalf of them, I don't think they expected that. I don't think they saw that either.
Yeah.
And again, going back to, people don't know you did that.
Yeah.
People don't know you paid.
But that's
like,
the thing. It's like so funny because I hate all these like impact measures. It's like, I think we were just talking about how like, you know, a business is like here, and like when it's social impact, here's their business and then here's their social impact. It's like, oh, well, here's my social business or social impact and my business. I don't just segregate it into this. It's like, I actually do the opposite. Here's all the social impact and here's my business. And it's like, for me to talk about it more, being like, yeah, I paid this much money to other vendors to get into pre-production and then this and that and blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's condescending and it diminishes the value of the people that are taking steps to work towards something. For me to put them on display, like, it just doesn't feel good to me. And like, I don't know, like, I've gone back and forth with my team. I'm like, everybody wants me to have impact measures because that's how nonprofits will actually work with me.
Oh yeah, that their annual reports show the impact measures.
But they want it like on the website and stuff because like they want me like showing, like they want me like showboating everything. And I'm like, then that just diminishes the actual impact of what I'm trying to create authentically. Like for me to just put it on display and be like, look at me, like, like, what's that one meme? I forgot what it's called.
But then that's interesting though, is because people assume that you're making X, Y, and Z amount of money, and they're questioning you like, well, why aren't you like giving back, or why this or why that, and
like, why do I have to explain myself?
And
why do I have to explain my intentions?
Yeah, and I feel like it's always gonna be anti-you overall, because you don't have it slathered on your website, but also they don't believe you and saying and how you're supporting all these other small business owners.
We had this one vendor like comment like something negative on my thing, and they were like, you should champion the businesses that you're saying that you are. And I'm like, or you should pay the businesses that you're championing or saying that you're championing. I'm like, I never said I was championing anybody. That's like performative language to me. Like, I would never say that I'm championing anybody. People can champion themselves, and all I'm helping them do is like get the confidence to do that, and get the systems and the tools and the resources and infrastructure to do it themselves.
There you have it. But say hardball. Like that.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. There's just, there's so many things that like I wish were different, but at the same time, like, we can only have so much time in a day to like actually do things.
Oh yeah.
And do things the way that we want it.
Oh, we have 2 hands, 10 fingers,
2 eyes,
2 eyes,
2 ears, 1 brain.
What we say, like, I'm a visionary that can't see.
Yeah. I had laser eye surgery and I still need glasses. Cool.
That's wrong.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, it's like cohorts don't fail, systems do. And it's cool because now we're like creating our sovereign systems platform.
And I think that's what differentiates.
I got you.
This cohort is because there's a system. There's a system in play. There's a system that you built as more tailored to the product-based business owner.
Exactly. It's tailored and adaptive to each business and what they need. Because like, I think we created like the 3 archetypes of like the artist. Well, I guess now it's like literally like the artist, the impact measures, and then the scalers. There's 3 different types of founders where it's like some might be more creative, some might be more impact focused, and then some might be more long-term scale. And it's like we've created a program that can support all 3 based off of what they want to buy back their time to focus on themselves.
Yeah, and it literally has to be a system though, but the way how that industry works, it has to be a system from like the suppliers, the manufacturers, the distributors, like the relationship with the 3PL. It has to be a system because they're just not allowing anyone like here's a box of my stuff. Can you sell it for me, or can you put it in your warehouse for me?
I was the first one through the door, and I built up probably not the greatest credibility with the 3PL because like I messed up a lot when I was doing it, but I constantly took accountability and learned from it, and I constantly updated them on my progress and my next steps, and they can see the numbers for themselves. Like they see how much we've scaled. Like probably like the first couple years that I was like at the 3PL, I was probably only doing like maybe $2,000 to $5,000 in costs going to them a month. That they don't care about that. They ship out like things for Costco. They ship out things for all these massive companies. They let me in by like helping me. And now I'm at like, I think I checked my invoices for last month's shipping, $20,000. So it's like it's gone from 2,000 to 20,000 in less than 2 years. And now they're helping me do that for other people because I'm getting them their own 3PLs. And it's like now I'm helping those people scale it up. And that's the whole reason why they even helped me, because they saw the long-term vision of being able to actually do that with me. But I would have, like the other businesses like aren't typically like going to get in that process because they don't have the proper cost of goods, and they don't have the proper profitability, and they don't have the proper packaging, and they don't have the proper systems in place. But with the sovereign systems, we're allowing people to kind of bypass all of those like gatekeeping.
Like a fast pass, basically.
Yeah, it's a fast pass.
Yeah.
We created a whole fast pass system. And the sovereign systems is that they can use that system so that they can run their business the way that they want to.
Yeah, and one thing you mentioned was that you literally made all the mistakes so they could flourish.
Yeah.
Like you had to do all of that. And I think that's where I don't think people are seeing that value. It's like you put all these years into building the system, understanding how the game works, and like they're not valuing what you can contribute or what you are contributing. And I see that through the cohort too. It's like, and I think, and again, the ones who are self-selecting and being a part of the cohort, a lot of them who I've had conversations and stuff was because they saw what you did with your brand and your business. That's why they wanted to be a part of it too, because they're like, I want to do this too. I want to like. And
for me, then I all of a sudden feel this like tense responsibility because I'm like, oh God, no, you don't. But at the same time, I do have the knowledge and the opportunity to make their path easier, which is like why I decided to do it ultimately.
Just woke up one morning. We're gonna have a cohort.
We're gonna have a cohort.
Hello?
Hope you're ready. It's opening
Haley,
in 1 week.
It's perfect timing. You got laid off. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
We're doing this cohort. I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'm down. Literally, I just wanted to call you, Chelsee, just let you know FYI I got laid off with this
I'm
organization.
Like, great. I'm so happy.
You're like, this is alignment. That's literally how it went. This is alignment.
I'm like, we have to get moving right now.
Like, okay.
There's no time to waste.
And that's the thing. Like I said, ever since like I met you, it's just like you're the action taker. Like you do it. You're literally like a doer. You're like boom, boom, boom. Like, all right, I'm there. And I was like, I have to do it. I'm filming a podcast.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Just make me talk about the who, what, why, when, where, how. Like, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it because, again, even just getting out of my own comfort zone.
Well, even the videos, they turned out so good. Like, I can't wait until like we start doing like the reframing framework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, that's why, again, and I'm always, again, going back to perspectives, going back to just how energy feeds off and just that alignment factor. And like, you know who you want to work with and you know who brings those good vibes around you and who aren't extractive people in your own personal ecosystems. And again, just working with Michaela on like at a professional
level.
level.
We work for like 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
And we're still like
we're still good. We're still fired up for like what's next.
Yes.
It's 9 p.m. and we're still fired up.
It's 9 p.m.
We started at what, 9 this morning?
Well, earlier for some of us.
Yeah.
Like, I woke up around
I was
6,
up at
7,
6, yeah.
And I already was just starting. I was like, Zoop. And I was texting Charles, got that date set.
The
and
meeting.
That's when we had the meeting at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like hanging out with Chelsee and you because like we're doers.
Yeah.
Like I literally we're like, oh wait, Charles said he wants to meet you guys. I think you guys should meet. And we did. And
but
now
no,
we
it's so
have
happy.
Like a crap ton of connections just from that one meeting.
One
today.
meeting.
Yeah.
And
like because he saw the vision
so many
too.
ideas. Like,
And no, what's funny? I had another meeting that I had to go on and I canceled it and they didn't even show up today. So it's like meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. It's like I wanted to be on there because I wanted to control how my staff were doing on that call. But instead I was just like, no, this is way too worth my time. And I'm just like, I'm just going to cancel it. I'm going to make them do it without me. And both of my staff were on the call waiting for these people and they didn't show up. But it's like, that's what happens from community to people not in our community. Those are the people messaging us at 4 a.m, being like, hey, we're going to meat in 4 hours at 8 a.m. And then with our own community, we are constantly waiting for people to come to us. But I think we've learned like in the past few months that like we just need to go to the people who are like actually ready to help us, even if they're not inside of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Charles today, like he was also could relate to us because he's BIPOC.
Yes.
He was there to also understand us, from our point of view, like, where we're coming from and our issues in Indian country.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, like what I concluded was that from the meeting is that this is going to support all our communities.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to bring us all together.
Yes.
I kept saying that sports brings us together.
Yeah.
As I kept saying, there's so much more to this Section 7 and like I
Totally.
could see it.
No.
And then, like,
I'm glad that you did
because
like
conversate, and then it did.
It did.
Everything that I was thinking about was happening.
Literally.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing. It's like, I think that like a lot of times like people when they're like in the space, like they often like reject other people's like opinions and stuff. And it's like, no, like if I was just like, no, Michaela, not today. It's
or
like,
too scared to try.
yeah, but it's like, I trust you. And like, I know that if you're telling me something, it's because like I need to hear it. So it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I think that there's a lot of people who, when they're coming into experiences and opportunities and stuff, they just keep asking for things without actually having like the foresight of like if it's worth it or not.
Yeah.
Like it's like the boy who cries wolf. It's like if you constantly say like things or if you constantly drop the ball on things, then it's like, but like you don't drop the ball. So the second you tell me, hey, this person, you need to meet them, you're gonna like what they have to say and they're going to support you in like XYZ capacity.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yep, I'm there. You want to see me in 45 minutes? Cool. I'm in the middle of like a whole cash flow crisis with my team.
Yeah.
But I will go and brush my hair and run out the door and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's like how productivity happens.
More opportunity.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
new ideas. And
Yes.
Like,
Oh, I have so many ideas. Like I even want like Charles on like the podcast like soon and stuff like that. Like he would be so good.
It's crazy because he was telling us a story about how he was one of the first coaches at BYU.
Yes.
At BYU that was BIPOC.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was like
the first
Asian,
black coach.
Indian,
Yeah.
anybody.
Yes.
There, and he was that one, and so he was on campus walking around like, I'm that guy, or
Yeah.
you know what he was
Yeah.
saying? I was like, it's cool because like you keep thinking too. I keep thinking this as a young person, like. Oh, it was like 30 years ago. 30 years ago is still like 30
It's
years
not
ago.
that long
Still,
ago.
Like, not long
Yeah,
ago.
not long ago
and
at
he
all.
was like, that was like only in the 80s from when I remember him telling that story
Yeah.
too, when
Yeah.
he said that he was coaching.
Isn't that crazy?
over there. And I was like, 80s at
Yeah.
BYU, and they still had no one of color there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And he was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just so cool. Like, yeah, even with our whole conversation today, I got it on Otter and we actually could probably post it. It's probably really bad sound quality, but it's like, that's why I wanted to start Gaganoush, because like, I love all the conversations that I have with like people that I meet and I talk to constantly.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want people to hear those conversations as much as possible. So yeah.
Yeah, because I think again our respective networks are vast. Like your network's vast, my network is vast, yours is too. But what you've been doing and even your role with the nonprofit that you work for, we all have our, like I said, past lives or like our experiences. Because a lot of my experience again was not working with Native communities, like not working with Native focused organizations. So I got a lot of my experience again going back to my friends that we connected with in Chicago in the tech space. So the Latino community in Chicago, they're the ones that supported me as an Indigenous person all over the place in Chicago. So some of my best friends are Mexican, Argentinian, Ecuadorian, and they're the ones who held space for me. So even just being a part of their ecosystems, like, and now that I'm focusing a lot on my work, like I specialize in working with tribal nations and communities, I'm able to connect those dots too. And again, we all have the same, I guess, pain points when it comes to our economies, respective economies, whatever minority group you are. Like, the whole goal is to support one another regardless. Yeah. And we are all community focused as, again, minority peoples. We are community focused. So that's why they're my besties. Shout out to Latinas in Tech, Raices, Taqueria, Blacks in Tech, and I just found like Natives in Tech. Shout out to all you groups who focus on technology and innovating. Because we need that. We need those communities.
And we need you guys, if you're all on Native places, sign up for the Red Pages.
Oh, Red Pages.
Red Pages. Yeah. Because we want you to meet other business owners.
Yeah.
I think people are getting confused with like Red Pages because it's like they think it's like a directory for customers to find Indigenous businesses, but it's not. It's actually a way for Indigenous businesses to find other Indigenous businesses, because how we've found each other and how we found each other and how so many other people in my network have found each other. We can move so much faster because we all understand each other and we're all on like the same path and we're all in the same different trajectories and stuff like that, but it's like all the same purpose and it just helps. Like it's a lonely journey and us being able to like actually figure out a way to like repurpose all of like our pain points into like, you know, forward momentum and like help us achieve our goals faster. It's like that sacrifice will pay off like down the line. But yeah, it's like, yeah, sign up for the Red Pages because we want to find all of you guys and we want to build connections and grow the community.
Oh yeah, it's all about that, those communities, again, those networks. And like I said, and I was telling you and I was telling Betsy about it too, it's just how like just me visiting Potawatomi Ventures out in Wisconsin, and I happened to mention just the stuff we're doing with the cohort, and they're like, oh my God, like I met Chelsee.
Yeah, I met their team last year at Res.
Yeah, I met her at Res. Like the girl with the ribbon skirt pants.
Yeah.
And then also, and then all of a sudden I see Betsy.
Shout out Ocean.
Oh yeah. And I met Betsy, or I saw Betsy's book on the table, Built for Purpose. And I was like, oh, Betsy, how do you like your book? And she's like, oh my God, I'm her biggest fan. I was like, oh, well, she's out in Chicago too. Like, just come on out.
Yeah.
Like we can all have like dinner or something. Like, come on out. Like, very open arms. I'm not like, oh, well, like if you like tell me a little bit more about your program and then I can do an introduction. It's like, well, come on out. Like, we'll come here. Like, what do you guys want? Like, again, just even those.
Yeah. How let's figure out how to make it work.
Happens.
Yeah.
We just met. Me and you just met naturally, just like randomly.
Yeah, just randomly.
Just like randomly out in the wild.
Just an Airbnb. And then we went and did karaoke.
Yes, this one in her Pink Pony Club. If you ever have the opportunity to listen to Chelsee do karaoke, Pink Pony Club.
Been playing in my head right now.
Be there. That's going to be the intro to the cohort.
Yeah.
Like a virtual karaoke session. Mandatory.
Yeah, mandatory bonding session with karaoke. It's how we haze people.
That's literally a Canadian thing. I will honestly say that karaoke is such a Canadian thing because we're not all hyped about it here in the States like you are. When I was hanging out with y'all out there in Waterloo, they're like, oh, we're in the karaoke lounge, and I'm just like, okay. Then we go and it's like this big old party thing. And I'm like, I was like, we don't feel the same way with karaoke like you guys.
No. It's so funny. Every time I bring it up to like my American friends, they're like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, what do you mean? You don't want to be stupid?
I know, even you like, oh, is there a karaoke place we can go to? I was like,
I don't think there is any.
And then we passed one in Chicago, look, karaoke lounge. You can go check that out next time.
Literally. I like this question. It says, what surprised you about working with Haley? What you didn't anticipate needing support with? I didn't think about people's feelings at all. I'm like, you should want to make money. And I don't care what cost. Yeah. I'm like, I don't care what cost, so you shouldn't care what cost. Haley cares what cost that you care about. So I'm glad that we have Haley to think about your guys' feelings. And where Haley sees things before you do. I actually think that and I think this is what we clicked about in April, was like the opportunity. Yeah. I constantly felt like I needed to overgive and chase things and like do things by overextending myself because I didn't know that there was any opportunity. And you're like, no, like you can get like funding for this, and you can like talk to these people, and you should talk to these people over here because like they'll think that what you're doing right now is really interesting. And I'm like, what? Nobody in Canada cares about what I'm doing. Everyone's like, work harder, Chelsee, like go into more debt. Like, it's like people are constantly like, go on vacation, go on vacation. And the second I try to do anything, they're like, wow, Chelsee makes so much money. Or like,
what is she doing in Chicago?
Literally. I'm just like, what? Have you not been telling me for 5 years straight to maybe live my life a little bit? Yeah. And what? Like, I'm confused. And then how having somebody grounded changed the order of how the cohort ran. I think that it's like definitely something where like, I think it like took a weight off of my back, because like if I had to juggle both in terms of like emotions, like I already have to carry the team's emotions, like of like my staff and stuff like that. So if I had to carry the team's emotions and the vendor's emotions, and then also my emotions and then all my partner's emotions, that's just too much for me. So like it was just like, I think that was like something that I wasn't even anticipating. And then this builds trust with listeners and models healthy collaboration. We're so healthy.
I know. And going back to
that level yet too, with when you're talking about these different type of terms and like franchise, like even when I thought I understood what he was meaning by when he asked you this specific question, something to do with franchise, I was like, no, he's using it in a different way that I don't even understand, but like I get it because I have my idea with media. So if I'm like doing like how you saw me do with Elle, like you're like, I don't really get it, but all I hear is sequences. It was like the same thing. But it's cool because that to me also showed that he's experienced when you talk about business and talking about sponsorships, partnerships, collaborations.
Business ideas of like taking like Yeah, that like car rent or the car like the driving
Oh
school.
yeah, with the
Yeah.
like
Oh my God.
off-duty police
I'm
officers.
like, can we start creating those? I want to generate a business that makes money.
Yeah, and that's where I saw he connected was at asking you the right question, and I was like, all right, like he's listening in an investor lens.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
That's the thing.
business development
Investor
lens, consulting
which
lens.
means everybody else who's not in that space, I don't even care about what
Yeah.
they're saying. I
Yeah.
don't
Also,
even
he was
care about
asking.
what
He
they're
kept
asking.
saying, "How can we help you?"
Yes.
Like you don't hear that a lot. Like he's
Yeah.
like, "This is really great,"
Yeah.
because he's hearing a lot about how you guys can help him.
Yes.
But it was like, okay, but what do you need from me?
Yeah.
You're like, this is big for you. Like, because
Yeah.
in his head, he's like, there's something here, and that's why he said there's something like it's big, and like this would be big for you guys, because it is.
Yeah.
But that's why I was telling him this too in our last meeting with Lynette Lewis, who you guys are also going to meet too.
Yeah.
Was that it's just connecting the people with the right person.
Yeah.
I was like, because everybody has these ideas,
Yeah.
but there's the good people and the bad people.
Yes. Yeah.
So I was like, and I feel like low key, we have more of the bad people in these
Yes.
positions that don't need to be in these positions anymore.
Yeah.
So people like us, we're here and we're about to do it.
Exactly.
So and that's why it's
the thing.
exciting, because I was like, it's time.
Yes.
And I think we've been also people like us, we're too nice.
Yes.
And we've been letting these losers just
All these talkers.
these talkers just
All
do
these
too much
talkers.
talking. Too much talking. That's why we also were having trouble to get some tribes on our side with funding, because they're like, well, so and so told us they're gonna do that too. So what's different from you
It's like,
guys?
but did they do it?
Yeah, but did they do it? And then they'll say like, oh yeah, we did, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was telling even Charles, I was like, we have leverage because you guys are doing it, and
Yes.
we have these D1 coaches coming in.
Yes.
So that's all we need.
That's all we
And
need.
I was like, but we're gonna do the rest and put it together. And
Yeah.
like we were talking about the hotels, and like
Yeah.
once you guys came, then the whole vision was coming to light. As
Yeah.
in like, you know, I was like, oh, then maybe we can bring on hoop dancers or just performers,
Yeah,
indigenous
exactly,
performers, and
yeah.
DJ. And I was
So-
like, MC1's here. I was like,
my
Yeah.
third party brain, I have to talk to my team about it. So I like didn't say this at that time, but it's like, what if we did a pop up nearby?
yeah,
And then it's like, yeah, then we could do an opening ceremony. If it's open for like a week, then we can be like, yeah, we're having a 1 week pop up at this time, this and that. We have like limited edition merch.
Well, I think it could align with the whole event as a whole if we ask
if we could be an
our
offsite
ask
activation.
our ask is I not even offsite. I think
Well, I want to
the
definitely be in the HQ, the hotel, like the main hotel.
yeah,
But I do think that we should have like a store nearby that's like an Indigenous pop-up store.
yeah.
That's like,
well, I think it'll work there because again, we have the parents, we have like the coaches to kind of see product.
it
and
really
see-
depends, like, if they have, like, I would do it if the hotel has a vacant storefront. I wouldn't do it if it's like just like a couple tables or if it's like in a conference
Oh
room.
no, you'd have to ask for the accommodations
Yeah.
for. I don't know if you think like a banquet hall area. You think that's
It'll just be like too out of the way, and
Uh-huh.
we would have to be responsible for
Okay.
moving foot traffic there.
Yeah.
And starting the conversation
Okay, I can see
on
that.
like different things
Okay.
and stuff. So making it more about like the exposure side of things, doing contests.
and then the pop up ad. Okay, I can. See
You know what
that.
I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
Just because like then we have time for talking, like time for feeling, and then we have time for doing. So it's like at the store, the goal is to sell. And then over here, the goal is to build connections
Yeah,
and like
the-
bond with people.
The storytelling.
Yeah.
And I think what's cool too, because I don't want people to think of Section 7 as like, oh, well, you know, the colonizers are giving us an opportunity. Because it's not that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's sports. We're talking about sports.
Like
It's
a
something that was
competitor, yeah.
But that's the thing, it's
and
like
BIPOC people
if
are
we can
there.
focus more on like the content side
Yeah.
of things, then we're creating that value add for them to see more exposure.
Yeah.
And it's like then that's like starting more conversations collaboratively, and that puts us on the same playing field.
Yeah.
And that
And
makes
I
us
like
higher
this.
value.
I like this too because I was like, I can't wait for this meeting today because once you guys are here, I know we'll get things more running,
Yeah.
as in like
Yeah.
events and how it will be done.
Yeah.
And because I was like, the reason why I said what I say, like, well, we'll bring performers,
Mhm.
and then you brought the DJ and stuff,
Yeah.
and like having this idea of like a pop, like I was like, oh, we're doing pop up shop, like I said that for fun.
Yeah.
It's an
But then
activation.
reality that just sparked into something else
Yeah.
because then I was like, well, this is cool because this is like a celebration.
Yeah.
This is a celebrating to this is if I was like, we should just as a community, anytime we have an opportunity to do something, see it as a way to celebrate.
Exactly.
As a way to move forward, as a way to be like, okay, well now our kids have this opportunity to do something. Let's celebrate them. Let's go watch them play. Let's go support them and everything. And that's why I kept saying,
know what's
like,
funny?
we can do these things. Like you guys will, when we market it, we'll be like, you know, come and support the youth that are playing at Section 7. Because they need that from us.
Yeah. And know what's funny?
Can't just, like,
I would have never, ever, ever thought about that. Ever. Because like I'm just constant survival mode, constantly running around fixing things. And like you're coming in with like a fresh lens being like, here's this cool opportunity. And I'm like, I've never once seen a Native person in any of the sports that I was playing.
And I didn't even know you played sports.
Exactly. But that's the thing.
You were like,
yeah,
you were
literally.
listing out everything you played. You did gymnastics
Yeah, I
too.
did gymnastics. Like I literally did gymnastics with a bunch of people who went to the Olympics and stuff like that. It's like I could have stuck with things and I left because I wasn't happy with like the coaches, and for good reason. That's the thing. I can energy sense like an MFer. And both of the coaches that like ran the club are like massive accusations and like like I don't want to get defamation things, but sorry, Ontario. So it's like there's things like that it's like
you didn't see the representation there when you realized it, like when you were
well, I just always experienced the same thing over and over. It's like I was there, I was constantly told that I wasn't doing things right. I was constantly told, like, I would go in and not have my hair perfectly like slicked back in a bun because like my parents didn't do my hair. Like I would try to do my hair, and like I liked being independent, so my mom probably just let me do it myself. But it's like I got told that I looked like a boy, like all the time, being like, why do you look like a little sloppy and stuff like that. And like this one time, I actually remember the time that I quit gymnastics. My parents used to constantly fight about how much gymnastics cost. And I'm like, okay, this costs a lot of money. This is stress. They're constantly complaining about it because of me. And then I go to gymnastics and I'm constantly getting mistreated. I'm constantly being told that I'm not good enough. I'm constantly being told this. All of the people around me are getting treated really poorly. There were so many girls with like massive eating disorders and like tons of problems like that. It's not fun. And then on top of that, there was also a lot of things happening behind the scenes that I didn't know about when I was younger, but now it's come to light and it all makes sense now. And it's like, there's so many things that like were happening. And this one time I went up to practice and I fell on my head one time and I sprained my neck, and I was scared to do backflips after a while, even after I was recovered. And I remember this one time I accidentally fell on my head on the beam, and I didn't even tell anybody because like I just like was like really scared that like I don't know, I thought I was gonna get in trouble and stuff like that. And it's like then I started like getting that like phobia of like not being able to do a backflip and like flinching. And my gymnastics coaches kept coming up to me.
Because of trauma, because of what you were seeing around you, you felt like you were the problem because your parents are arguing about the cost of it. And then
I didn't trust myself.
Then you still weren't happy because then you were getting told X, Y, and Z, like, well, you're not doing this right, you're not doing this right. Instead of encouragement.
And like,
okay, well, here, I'll show you
exactly.
how to do this.
So then I also lost trust in myself. So it's like, it was hard for me to get that back. And then I would like flinch a few times in front of the coach and they'd be like, why are you even here? And I'm like 9. And it's like, I would like take it. And then this one time I was like practicing on the bars because I was too scared to do backflips. And the one coach came up to me and I was just like struggling. I was really tired. There's probably a lot going on. And I just like couldn't get this like one move up. And the coach literally came up to me and was just like, I don't even know why you try anymore. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to quit right now. Because like, I'm like, why do my parents pay you to mistreat me all day? And I left and I literally like quit on the spot. So it's like, I actually think that that's like one of the biggest things that like make me the most volatile, because I know what my walk away points are. And a lot of people don't know what the walk away points are. A lot of people stay in those like same cycles and stuff. And I was able to make that decision when I was like 9 of like, nope, not worth it. This is too much energy, extraction for what it's worth, and I'm leaving this situation. And it's like from there it just made me able to say no a lot, even though I like saying yes to opportunity and ideas.
I know there's so many things coming up and I can't wait with you guys.
I'm excited.
We're always thinking about the community. Like some of the places I've worked at, they're not, they say they are, but they aren't.
Yeah.
And I was just like, when you talk about talk, like, oh my God, I hate that so much. Like, especially at the places that I've been going to. And so I was like, I can't do that anymore.
No.
I was like, I'm 27 and
It's draining.
I shouldn't feel this way, but I do.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's
then
like,
I start to feel like I get upset with my adults around
Yeah.
me. And I'm just like, you know what? It's not their fault too, and I know they're an adult, but still, like,
Yeah.
if they're at the age they're at, they're not going to change. So I need to move on, and I need to do what I think is beneficial to these people that are around me, because
Yeah.
they're willing to. They need this. They need certain things. They need certain amenities, and these other people over here playing around in their face, they're like, oh, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you want this? Okay. Actually, I see this opportunity, so I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then they don't follow through, and they're just using them to market, using their name to market themselves to make them look good. And like, because I work in media, I know how people are.
Yeah.
And I was like, especially with one of the bosses that I work with, so I was like, oh, hell no, like, you're not going to utilize my people to make yourself look good.
Yeah.
While you're over here claiming to be this native that you are, and you don't even have native. You're claiming you're native, but you can't prove that you have native descendants either. So don't do that. Don't come after my people. So this is my breaking point. I was like, oh hell no, you're not gonna use my people no more.
Totally.
And when I say my people, they're not even Hopi either. I'm saying like
everybody.
people in general.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, this is it. Like you're not one of us.
Yeah.
You're just using us.
They're
so
not like
I'm
us.
Go against
they not
you,
like us.
And I'm gonna show you what people do when they get done for the community. This is what community work looks like.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's a certain person
Tracks
that
in my
this
head.
other individual is trying to get done, like work done with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that person don't like you.
Yeah.
And they're a tribal governor person.
Yeah.
And I was like, so on purpose, when I do leave my previous place, my current place, I'm gonna purposely ask that person to be on one of my episodes and stuff to prove a point.
There we go.
To show that you can't treat people like, because that person's a good person, this governor that I'm talking about. That's why they don't want anything to do with this other person that I work with. And I was like, but this is why I'm saying, like, I want to show that good does come through, that it does, it prevails, and that it does always, everything is always bad.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my gosh, yay.
That's how I feel like when I'm with you guys, though. Good will prevail.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because we literally talked about different examples where there is good things happening.
Literally.
Yeah, it's good things.
All right. What should we close it off with? I feel like we should like do a call.
They not like us.
If you have an idea, just fucking do it.
Yeah. And then once you do it, build systems to make sure you can sustain it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah, don't be afraid to fail. You have to fail.
What the hell you're doing.
Because
You literally have to.
failing is how you learn how to ask good questions. And actually, 90% of the time when I ask questions, I actually ask questions that I already know the answer to, because I need them to come to the conclusion on their own before I can even have the conversation with how I actually want it to.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I actually started talking to ChatGPT like that a long time ago. And when I was working with my team, I realized that they don't do that. And I was like, oh, I'm like, ask it the questions that you want it to answer first, make sure it's on the same page with you, and then start asking it questions about what you want to learn. Yeah, actually, that's like a good advice for like mentors. Don't just walk in and just trust everybody. Like walk in and ask questions like you're dumb that you already know the answer to, and see how people respond. Yeah.
Because it shows.
It shows.
Quick.
Yeah.
I do that a lot too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, and then people, it's so crazy because it's a whole 360.
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody will ask me about that person.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh,
No.
my experience. And I'll be like, I'll be respectful about it. I'm like, I'm not really sure. Like,
Silence speaks a lot.
Yeah,
Silence speaks a lot. Actually, that was like going to be my next like piece of advice, was like ask questions and then stay silent, because they'll start explaining more and more and more, and then that's how you, that's how you
That's
really
how you learn.
learn.
Learn to read the room.
Yeah.
Learn to read the room.
There's what's it called? There's lessons in the pause or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lessons in the silence or something like that. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
We're not philosophers.
No.
And I
We're
don't
just
claim to
doers.
be. Disclaimer: I am not a philosopher.
That's so funny. Okay, bye.
Future's so bright. Gotta put on my glasses. That was great.
That was so good. Thanks, Michaela.
Yeah.